Hi, Nicholas. We are here today to speak about ACHES and our upcoming event in London on the 11th of April. You can see all the details here in central London.
Absolutely. That's great. Very good. Yeah. The event on the 11th of April in Westminster is, I hope it's going to be well received, and I hope a lot of people want to see it in person. And what I would say, the reason we're doing it is because the BBC and Sky News and all the rest of what people call the legacy media these days doesn't convey to people, normal people who are going around their normal lives, about taking their children to school, going to Tesco's, going to Waitrose, coming back, or catching the train. That those people don't have time to research behind what the news is telling them via the BBC. And as a result, their view of life is completely different from what many consider to be the reality or the actuality of what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, I'll give you a classic example. It was Her Majesty's government in those days, through Porton Down, which is a research laboratory in Berkshire, they decided to test anthrax spores on an unsuspecting public using the Northern Line Underground in London. And then they repeated it to see what effects it would have again the following year. Now, if somebody had told all the travellers on the Northern Line, don't go on the Northern Line today because they're going to release anthrax spores, nobody would have gone because everybody would have known. And that awareness changes society. It's that awareness that stopped Prince Andrew going around opening up any Tesco's all over the country or representing Britain as a member of the royal family. And it's that awareness that shut down the post office scandal and got it resolved. And that's the type of awareness we want to try and bring to people with a forensic look behind the scenes at various different agendas that are being released on us at the moment. Things like the ULEZ cameras and the net zero, the United Nations Agenda 2030, and what the World Economic Forum wants to do to humanity and why they want to do it.
That forum.
Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah. What that forum wants to do. And my apologies for that. And we created, I mean, I've known Catherine Armitage for many, many years because Catherine started with an extremely nice person called Rhiannon, a Sunday Zoom, and that went for many, many years, even through the lockdowns and all of that period. So we got to know each other pretty well through all the ups and downs that our society has been through during that period. And I've been a great admirer of Robert Kennedy Jr. in America and what he's done with CHD, Children Health Defense, which has done remarkable things, like, for example, taking the American government to court in relation to the FCC and certain frequencies. And we've got the lawyer that was successful in that case for CHD on our meeting. And we've also got Andrew Bridgen on our meeting. And we've got Sandy Adams, who is an expert on the United Nations and the agendas they've got. And those agendas feed through to a certain forum as well. And other things that we want to explore together with our audience are things like the net zero agenda and the 15-minute cities, and those sort of things which are creeping into our life, like, for example, transhumanism, you know, the objective of changing human beings from what we are now to what they would like us to become. And things like this, educating young children at very, very young ages in relation to whether they want to change their sex or not, to examine all this so people can openly have a look at it. And that's really what we want to achieve on the 11th of April. And
Thank you so much. That's great. We'll round that up there because we're on our 5 minute. The 5 minute bell is ringing.
right.
And thank you very much, Nicholas. And this is Nicholas's new website, which emulates, well, is aiming to emulate what CHD are doing in the States. So thank you so much. We'll just give you another little flash of our flyer, and do invite your friends and relations to come. It's going to be a fascinating evening. Oh. Thank you very much for listening.
Should we say, Catherine, that they can find the details if they put Society Control Free on Eventbrite, and then they can get the tickets?
Good point. Thank you so much, Nicholas.
Great.